Hey, welcome back. History of Design, Session 8, Part 2 or Part B. How's everybody doing today? Releasing this early, and by doing that, I just as I opened this, I was like, oh, I didn't do my title for today. I said I was gonna have that done. But I was thinking in my head Thursday, and today's Wednesday, and it's 1 o'clock on Wednesday when I'm recording this. And so my main goal was getting myself up to date with the Project B project, and then to be able to start talking about the second part um, and how that can flow, or the third part and how that flows from the second part. So I went over these assignments as we normally do. I did, I talked about the title. I did the modern movement. Showed how to do that on Tuesday. For Thursday, that's today/tomorrow. Project B part 3. I'm going to show you what I did up till now, so you have a preview of what I did, and then I'm going to just talk about what's needed, and then I'll show you more on Tuesday when we meet. It should flow. So the big thing with this is this shouldn't be a problem. That's working now. If you do part, excuse me, no, not how parts work. If you do part 2 correctly, part 3 is super easy. So this is what we're going to want. And I'll talk about this a second time. Sorry about for all that stalling. I'm at home and one thing doesn't work on my system here. Final sketches. So what that means is create one final sketch of your post. That's supposed to say pamphlet design, not poster design. So I will fix that in a minute. Your sketch should clearly communicate the intended design, polish it up for presentation. So meaning like you could show your client this and they would know everything that is on there. And I'll kind of demonstrate. I'll demonstrate what cleaning it up more looks like. I did a fairly tight one already, so I don't have to do much more. I just have to think about where I want things. And then I want you to begin the brochure design. So this should be easy because you'll have all the pieces. You'll have your text, you'll have your text, your images, and your final design, which your final sketch, which just means having it tight enough that, like I said, you show a client and then you bring that into your design program and you design on top of it. I am a heavy believer that that really helps. It helps make sure that like your thoughts get directly translated into the computer. I know there's hundreds of it. Yo, I can't, I just want to do it in the computer. You're going to, without a formal starting base, it's much harder to get into the computer. If you can have an idea before you jump in, and even if it's like I say, the rough sketches or the computer comps, just tight enough to be like, this is where things should fit, it's going to turn out fantastic. Uh, and that design process is going to be super, super easy. So, uh, and then I want you to start that. I want you to get started with that, and then just integrate everything into your presentation. So let's take a look at where I'm at. So this is my project start. I'm doing it on the Estrada design. This is the guy. He was in the book. He's toward the end, I think. And amazing stuff. He's like the Spanish Paul Rand, like just super cool stuff. So I chose to do him. And this is actually based on his website. This is his logo here on the right hand side. Sorry, I don't have the giant cursor. This is his logos, and so I reflected everything in my presentation to look like it's from them. Here is about manual, and this is Stephen Heller. He's very, very famous art director and writer about graphic design, and so that's just a little extra about him. Then here are my images from the first, this is the first section. So it's who, supported of who, and then 10 images of stuff that he's done. So that was a week ago. Then what's due today is visual research and sketches. So my visual research and sketches. So here's the text. This came straight from his website. And then all of these, it's the research and the text combined. So this is like he had, they had this, right? Write up about this, the write up about this, the write up about this, the write up about this. And so all of mine have the write-ups, and I have 12 different write-ups for 12 different images. So this gives me a little flexibility in what I'm going to do. So I can pick, I think my design layouts is 8 out of these 12, and then there's some double up on imagery. But I wanted to make sure when I did this, like I just kind of had enough. And then my first sketch is this design, which I kind of talked about a little bit. Or it was an idea, and I wanted to go with it. They all fold in, or maybe in this case, they would fold backwards. So if I undo that, oh, I can't undo. All right. It would fold, sorry, so it would fold like kind of underneath there, whatever. So this would be the cover. The cover would be his logo, and then the name, and then this would be like a bio. And this is all his information, and it would skip over information and an image. And then on this side, it would be like one, this would be a title, and then information. This would be one example. This is title. This is a second example. So, and then I just go around, and then this is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then I have the images just kind of set up. Like this will have 2. These 3 will have 2 images about, and then these will have 1. So then that counts out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wait, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, 11 and 12. So I'm going to have a picture of him here. And I could add another picture if I needed of the group, of his group. So that's the first one. And so, yeah, so these would fold like all in. And this would be the top back, if that makes sense. So if you were holding this folded, it would be the D on one side, and then the other side, I have no idea why I drew this at an angle, would be the start of his bio. So you could just hold it over, and this is like closed. The other one is I wanted to try that poster idea where this folds 1, 2, and then 3, 4. So it would fold down into this size, in which I would have his D logo here. And then I have to, I folded one up but I didn't do the full layout, like counting how I want it to end. So I understand, like, one of these may be this might be the front, but it would be like giant examples, like a collage. And this is, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8. So there's 8 panels, and I'd have like a big number, like overset on the image. So like this would be 06, and then it would be a big example. And then that would reference to here. So then it would be, this would be, like have a 06, and then it would have the information about the design. So on the front, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So these would get a double. Number 3 and number 6 would get double imagery or something like that, or these could bounce around depending. And then this would be about each one. Oh no, this is and then I'm going to split it, and then this is going to be a bio area with an image. That's what it was. See, this is why you got to write those annotations. That's just a little, and then there would be a line, and then this would be a second bio information. I have the bio here, but I didn't draw the separator line in. So those are my 2 ideas. Right now, actually, I'll just state it. I'm going to probably screenshot what I just drew on these and develop those further into the tighter sketch. So if I were to kind of do that, here's the original. I don't want to draw on top of the original. And I'm just going to call this new front. And then I do that weird thing where I'm going to change my color. So I'm going to make it burnt umber. So then I can zoom in maybe on some of these sections. And then kind of figure it out a bit more. So if I, say this is a dashed line. Oh, I can probably put these down to 50. The dashed lines will represent the fold. And then so I would be like, okay, so now we have this. And if I just deal with this one section, do I want so I'd have a big O1, whatever font, and then this would be the title. So just kind of just clearing it up like that. And then I could have information. And then somehow I need a separator. And his website is very white and stark. And so I think it would just end up being a line in his red. Let's draw this in. And I want to keep those separations. And so this could be a picture. This line would go to the edge and go into the picture, and then we have an 02, 03 with the title, and then information. The problem with this sketch is that the sizes are off. So I'm not going to go any further than this. The reason being is I want to just simply build the proper one. So I have an actual, if I go with this one, which I think I'm going to do, see how much better this already looks though? If I just turn that, if I turn that off, like this is already so much cleaner. You'll be like, okay, that's section 1, section 2, section 3. That's what that tight sketch is for. And you can talk out your design. You can figure out like a lot at this stage. And it's quicker than trying to monkey with this on the computer. Because like the whole thing with this that I was doing here, that I was trying to figure out with this line and stuff, is like, then I got to put it in whatever, InDesign or whatever, and do this in. And then I had to change it. Wait, well, it should go in front of the back. Then I have to have my picture ready. Okay, my picture's not ready. Then I got to crop my picture, get my picture in there. And I'm like, no, I just want to figure out that design. And all I'm doing is drawing lines, right? I just want to figure out that design, make these decisions now. But like I said, the reason I'm stopping here is because the way when I quickly drew it, it's like skinny, fat, skinny, or they're all 3 different sizes. And I want to find out the final size I'm going to do. So I will fold up a piece of paper, find out the final size, sketch it out properly. And then after that, what I'm going to do is just bring this into InDesign, bring this file into InDesign, put it behind, and start designing on top of it, which I'll share a little bit on Tuesday. So, and that's the next steps. Like I said, I'm gonna probably keep this for a bit. I'm gonna screenshot it right now, so I have my notes. So that's what we have to do for next week is final sketch and computer rough. The research may have been the hardest, but you know what? I knocked mine out today. Or may I brag? I did the whole thing today, this morning. So if you just sit down, give yourself a 1 hour time thing. Knockout part. Give yourself 1 hour. Knock it out. Give yourself. You guys can do this. It's doable. It's just about sitting down uninterrupted, just like you would with a real job, and accomplishing the work. So, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, I'm actually will be around tomorrow on campus checking things, even though the school is kind of like quote unquote closed. Reach out to me. There's just some tours and stuff. But yeah, I'll be around. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, anything about Project B Part 3, let me know, and I'm happy to answer them. And I look forward to seeing what you guys come up with for the round 2. All right, thanks. Bye-bye.